Hey everyone, one of the coaches of Unger Academy here, and welcome back to our usual chat about the strategies in our portfolio that have performed the best over the last period. Before we start though, as always, you know by now, please leave us a like to this video, subscribe to our channel, and please go and click on the notification bell to stay updated on the release of all our new videos and all our new content. Hi, we are the Unger Academy, and we teach traders how to make money in the markets. Our founder, Andrea Unger, had been struggling with trading for years until he developed his automated trading method, which he used to become the only 4-time world trading champion. Subscribe to our channel for free tips and tricks. All right, thank you so much. So now this week we're going to be talking to you about an energy future, the RBOB gasoline. Now this future is highly correlated to the price of another energy market, which is crude oil. And as I have already mentioned, it belongs to the energy sector together with crude oil, heating oil, and natural gas futures. So today I'm going to be showing you two strategies that exploit two very well-known behaviors of this market, the trend-following tendency and a sort of a bias that characterizes the price trends of this market. In fact, I'm just going to show you how in the second part of the day, or rather in the second part of the session, because, it is more correct to say session than day in this case. So in the second part of the session, the RBOB tends to rise, while in the first part of the session, it tends to fall. But let's go and take a look at the first strategy. This is an intraday strategy. So positions are opened and closed within a few hours. The long positions are open between 10:45 and 3:15 exchange time. That's to say New York time in this case. And the system will buy at the breakout of a channel, the Donchian channel calculated at 180 periods. So let me show it to you. Okay, so now it's loading. Okay, here it is. Okay, and vice versa for the short side, with the only difference that the time window analyzed for the short side will start at 3:30 a.m. and then end at 10:45 a.m., which corresponds to the start time of the time window in which we can place the long or short orders. Now, as I was telling you, we'll open the short trades in the first part of the session and the long trades in the second part. And this will happen only in the case of a breakout either of the upper channel or of the lower channel. So this strategy was developed in 2017, more precisely June 2017, so around this point here. And it's a strategy that certainly makes a lot of entries. In addition, RBOB is a very heavy market. And just think that a single point of this future, so the big point value, is worth as much as $42,000. So this should give you an idea of the extent of the moves of this underlying. So even an intraday strategy such as this proved to be able to make remarkable profits and reach good average trade values, despite the very high amount of trades that it makes. And these are the net results. In fact, we've already considered commission costs and slippage. And the reason why we did this is so that RBOB, it's not a very liquid market. And consequently, to better evaluate the strategy's performance, we decided to also include the costs. So let's show you the performance summary. This will just give you an idea of the costs that we paid. You see, in about 12 years, we made a net profit of $192,000, but paid $79,000 of slippage-related costs. This means that the gross profit of the strategy would have been at around $260,000 to $270,000 or something like that. So this is the equity line produced by the system. Now we've seen that even in out of sample, this strategy has given good results. Certainly a very fluctuating performance, and sure, this is a pretty heavy strategy. However, RBOB is a pretty heavy market itself, so it's not that easy to tame it, let's say. Despite this, the annual performance has been excellent, especially in the current year, which as of now is the best year in terms of out of sample profits. Let's move on to the second strategy that I wanted to show you today. It also works on the RBOB gasoline and exploits more or less the same behaviors exploited by the previous system. In fact, it also leverages the fact that RBOB tends to rise in the second part of the session and fall in the first part. However, the trigger is different from the previous strategy. In this case, we're working on a 60-minute chart, and we open the short trades if in the 9 p.m. bar. Because you see it here, it starts at 9 p.m. and ends at 10 p.m. So if within this bar, the market breaks through the low of the previous bar, which is the level here, this is where the strategy entered. And of course, vice versa for the long side, where we'll wait for the bar that opens at 11 exchange time and then closes at 12. If we break through the high of the previous bar, then we will enter with a stop order. Now, this strategy's performance has also been pretty stable in time. However, take a look at how ugly the first out-of-sample year was. So by seeing such results, we could have said, hey, let's stop trading the strategy. Probably it doesn't work anymore, but we didn't discard it. And with some patience, well, we've waited for it to resume working. And we can see a nice progress also by looking at the equity line. Now, we developed this strategy back in 2018. And as you can see, in 2019, it went through a very strong drawdown. However, over the years, it's managed to slowly recover. Also, in this case, we've considered already the commission costs and slippage. So these are absolutely net results. Okay. So if there is someone among you who is interested in the world of systematic trading, I suggest that you go and click on the link in the description of this video. From there, you'll be able to watch a free presentation by Andrea Unger, the only 4-time world champion of real money trading. You'll also be able to get our best-selling book by only paying the shipping costs. You can even book a free call with a member of our team. And hey, if you like this video, please leave us a like. And if you haven't already done so, please go and subscribe to our channel. Click on that bell to stay updated on the release of all our new videos and, of course, all our new content. And with that, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.